Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the course of Sales Management. I am your instructor, S.N. Umar. Let me begin with an introduction of myself. I am a sales and marketing professional. I have worked with top national and multinational companies in Pakistan in the field of selling, marketing, and retailing and brand management. I have worked in various selling situations with different type of customers, selling to them different type of products through different type of intermediaries and large network of distributors. I have the experience of leading large size sales force, and I have the experience of managing large distributor and dealer network. I also have diverse experience of teaching marketing and sales related courses to business students. My key strength is the ability to integrate, synthesize, and apply academic knowledge to real life selling, marketing, and management situations, issues, and opportunities. I believe that the subject of sales management is a core business function, and this unique strength to integrate the practical aspects of the business and the academic knowledge is a key strength for any individual. So therefore, we in this particular course of sales management will try to build this particular aspect of competency. Now let me introduce to you the course of sales management. Dear students, the entire discipline of sales management can be divided into 5 modules. Now, in order to completely understand this course, let me tell you that how this course is divided into 5 different modules. Module number 1 would be to understand the sales management functions and the sales strategies. Here, we will also talk about the goals. In the module number 2, we will talk about the development of the selling function itself. When we talk about developing the selling function, here we mean to develop a program which will address one-to-one interactions between the seller and the buyer, or we can say between the salesperson and the customer, right? Now, in module number 3, we move our attention towards developing the structure of the sales force, organize the sales force. So this is the third aspect of sales management. After this, we move on to the next stage, whereby we look into the building of sales program. When we talk about building of the sales program, here we mean that how we hire, recruit, and train our salespeople, all right? And final part or discipline of sales management itself would be the management, controlling, and leading the sales force. And students, this aspect of sales management is actually what I would say the most challenging and difficult part. So these 5 disciplines of sales management will cover the total scope of our course. Now, once we have talked about the scope of the course, we will move to our next topic, which will be the today's lecture. And in today's lecture, we will have certain objectives to cover. For example, we will try to relate that what is the role of sales management in this total business function. All right. So in address to understand this role, we have to go step by step. The first thing that we will talk about is the objectives of any business, whereby we will address as to why a business is started. What is the purpose? Why a business exists? So this is our question number 1. Once we understand the purpose of the business, then the second question comes in, how to achieve those business objectives. And in order to achieve those business objectives, we have to organize the organization or the business. We have to give it a structure. We have to create departments. So we'll try to understand as to how an organization is divided into various departments so that we can achieve our business objectives. Now, once we work on understanding this particular aspect, we also need to then understand that different businesses, they operate on different business philosophies. So we have to also see that what are different ways or different philosophies of doing business. Or in other words, we also need to analyze that how business has evolved. And as all of you know, that today the environment around us has changed, and this environment keeps changing continuously. All right, so we have to cope with the challenges of this changing environment. So once we understand that how the environment has changed, and consequently how different businesses have also changed, the way of doing business has changed, the way of, the concept of understanding the customer has changed. All these changes will have an impact on how sales management is carried forward in today's changing environment. All right, so let me repeat. First of all, we will look into that what are the objectives of a business, why a business comes into existence. Point number 2, we will try to find out that how businesses are organized into different ways, how the departments of an organization are, how an organization is divided into different departments. Number 3, we will look into that what are different philosophies of doing business, how businesses has evolved over time. Okay, now once we address these 3 objectives, then we will move on to other objectives. So let's begin our discussion with objective number 1, which is what are the objectives of doing a business. Now at this stage you might have already thought about some business objectives, that what different objectives a business may have. And here let me share with you that businesses obviously have different objectives. But the question is, what is the bottom line? What is the main objective of doing a business? Now here, yes, the objective is to make profits and to grow, and grow on a sustainable basis. Now these are 2 fundamental objectives of doing business. And in relation to these 2 objectives, there are many more objectives. Like for example, a business will also want to satisfy its customers. The customers that are buying products or the services of the organization, those customers should be satisfied. And after this, a business will want these customers to come again, buy more. Okay, and these customers, when come back to us and we satisfy them again, these customers become our loyal customers. So building that customer loyalty is also a business objective. Now this profitability and growth and customer satisfaction and loyalty are basically linked with satisfying the needs of the business stakeholders. These business stakeholders are the owners, are the shareholders in the company. They are also the customers. Anyone who has an interest, direct or indirect, in the company will be the stakeholder. So if we summarize, we can very fairly say that business has the objectives of profitability and growth and satisfaction of its stakeholders. However, this whole concept of satisfying customers or the stakeholders, profitability and growth, they are linked together. Now, a question arises that if we say that all involved, directly or indirectly, in the business are business stakeholders, then whether the employees working for an organization are also in some way the stakeholders? Yes, they are. So, do we need to satisfy them? Of course, we need to satisfy them. If we don't satisfy them, then of course, the objectives of profitability and growth, they cannot be achieved. Now, let's try to analyze as to what is the link between the ultimate objective, which is the survival of the organization, the profits of the organization, and a long-term sustainable growth of the organization, with the employees of the organization, with the customers of the organization. And then we also try to analyze that how, for example, sales in some way is related to achieving this ultimate profitability and growth objective of an organization. Students, this concept is known as the service profit link. In today's business, organizations, rather those organizations that understand that they have to make a difference and they have to grow and they have to, build a reputation and a goodwill for themselves, must understand this service profit link, and then they have to structure the organization in such a way that these objectives can be fulfilled. Now, this particular concept of service profit link can be described in the following manner. On one side, we have the profitability and growth. Now, this profitability and growth that an organization wants to achieve in the long term is directly linked with customer satisfaction. Now, this customer satisfaction, if an organization is able to deliver again and again, consistently, each time a customer comes in, buys a product, uses it, gets satisfied, that customer comes back again. And if the customer then gets the same experience again with the product, with the people, with the service delivered, the customer is satisfied again. And then it continues. Right? When it continues, a business continues to grow. Now, this customer satisfaction and this customer loyalty is directly linked with one another factor. And this factor is the quality of service delivered, the value of service delivered. Now, this delivery of service is again not a single thing. Again, there are a number of things that will work together to deliver this value to customer, a high value to customer. What are the contents of this high value service? What do you think? In my opinion, and obviously very logically in your opinion also, the first thing is the quality product. Okay, yes, quality product, no doubt about it. If your product is not a quality product, you cannot expect customers to be satisfied in the long run or even in the short run. If your product is not a quality product, what are you selling? You are selling something which customer finds of no value. Now, Product is one. Agreed. But are there any other things? Yes. Another thing would be the quality of services. A customer comes in to buy a product. What kind of services are associated with that product? The list of services is unlimited. And we see that if you ask someone that what about customer service, people will say very important. You cannot ignore customer service. But the difficult part with delivery of services is that service is something which is directly related to the person who is attending a customer, or the system that is taking care of the customer, the organization as a whole, right? So this is very important, that we have a product and it is being sold through either people or a mechanism, which may include systems, processes. In certain times we have equipment, machinery, which will also sell, or deliver services to customers. For example, cashing money from ATM machine. What would be that? Obviously, that is a service which is available to a customer 24 hours a day. Okay? But what happens if you go to an ATM and ATM doesn't work? Frustration. Okay? Your money, you are unable to get it back. All right? Similarly, if you visit any organization, let's say bank, and you go over there to get your money, and if the people sitting at the cash counter, they are not vigilant, they are not, attending you properly, what will happen? Obviously, you will not be satisfied. So, a quality product is essential, but at the same time, the service level, the quality of service will also determine your satisfaction. And there are many other factors which will contribute to the satisfaction of a customer. Like, for example, the price. Price is critically important. The distribution, that how conveniently a product is available at different places. This is also a key factor in delivering satisfaction. So all these things bundled together will be termed as the total customer solution. The product, the price, the services, everything. All of this, even the delivery, the commitment, the ease of placing an order, the ease of getting the product, okay, the convenience element. So all of this is a total customer experience. All right. Now, these are various factors that will determine satisfaction delivered to the customer. Now comes the role of the salesperson. A salesperson is someone who will be attending the customer. The customer will be coming in contact with that salesperson. Now, you have the best of the systems, you have the best of the product, you have the best of the procedures, you have the best of the delivery mechanism, but who is actually coming in contact with the customer? It is salesperson. Now, this salesperson, if handles the customer properly and treats the customer in a professional manner, your good product, your excellent system, your excellent delivery mechanism, everything will contribute to this total customer experience, and you will get a satisfied customer. But if, despite all the right things, the price, the product features, the systems and everything, if all of this are excellent, but the salesperson is not handling the customer properly, what will be the result? Obviously, a dissatisfied customer. So, all good things minus the quality of salesperson will result into total dissatisfaction. Now, remember, in the beginning of our discussion, we said that in business objectives, the satisfaction of stakeholders is important. And we said that one of the key stakeholders of the company is the employee. And who is salesperson? Salesperson is the employee. If your employee is not satisfied, we cannot expect to deliver a high level of service to the customer. So, in other words, if we want to deliver high value of services to customers so that our customers are always satisfied and these customers become our loyal customers, and these customers buy more, and they also go out and advertise us through word of mouth, okay, and they talk to their friends, their family, their social circle. Wow, what a great experience, what a product, what a service, okay. So these satisfied customers become loyal customers, they become our advocate, and once they become our advocate, they go and sell for us. So imagine that if we take care of our employees, these employees deliver high value to customers, these customers become satisfied customers, and then these satisfied customers work for us. They become loyal. And once they become loyal, they go out and market our product, sell our product. So imagine a company who believes in satisfying their employees is actually engaging the whole of the customer base into the selling and marketing process. Isn't it interesting? Well, that's a great idea actually. Now, there is another part to it. The story doesn't finish here. When an employee is satisfied, okay, that's a separate thing, that how we can satisfy an employee. We'll have a separate discussion on this. But a satisfied employee and an employee who always have a good experience from his or her employer, okay, when an employee is in trouble, there is someone to, console, coach, guide, listen to, okay, and there are many other ways. We'll have a separate discussion on that. But the point is that if an employee is satisfied, then that employee becomes a loyal employee. When the needs and all the needs, every type of needs, be the basic needs or be those, the self-actualization needs, social needs, all those needs, even the need for recognition, even the need for career development, growth, if those needs of an employee are satisfied, employee automatically develops a level of loyalty with the company. And these employees become loyal employees. Okay. Now, these loyal employees are different. They feel that this business is their own. They work for it, not with their mind, but with their heart. Why? Because they are satisfied. They feel that this employer, this organization, this business is taking care of all the needs of the employee. So once these needs of the employee are satisfied, that employee becomes loyal. And that loyal employee will work extra hours willingly, happily. That employee will be honest because that employee feels that this is my own, business. So there is something which is more of emotional, okay? It's not something which is only, that you are working for a salary. No, it's not that. You develop associations. And these associations then lead to what we will call, something which is over and above of what is expected of you. And once a customer comes to you, okay, you feel that this is your own customer. And then you take care of that customer in best possible manner. Because if that customer is not satisfied, who is losing? Company. Yes, company is losing, but you are also losing. So that is that emotional bond that where the employees can play a critical role. The product cannot. No way. A product doesn't talk to you. Who talks to you? People. And salesperson is a people, and once that salesperson is focused towards taking care of the customer, and customer is able to, know that instantly that yes, there is something different. So that's the human element into sales, which is not in advertising, which is not in sales promotion, which is in no other tool of marketing. Okay, so this is a critical link where a customer will be satisfied, that customer will become a loyal customer, and then we will have the profits and the repeat business and the customer loyalty coming in, resulting into continuous profit and growth.